I'm being tested. I'm being tested by the gods. And I hope I passed. I can't continue being beaten down anymore and being tested. I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying to live a life of judgment. I'm trying to care about people the way I care about myself. Drugs fuck up people's lives. It's fucked up my life before. Decisions and choices are put in front of us, and we have to try and make the right ones. And I walked away from a situation that literally went from this wonderful thing to the complete darkness that I don't want to look at anymore in life. Seeing people go from a wonderful, happy human being to drugs come around, and that's all that fucking matters is getting high no matter who it hurts or who they step on. It's just, oh my God, it's fucking ridiculous. And it's sad. I don't know. Okay, I'm back. So I had to regroup. I had to refocus. And a dear friend of mine sent me some wise words that I wrote down because I wanted to get it perfect, because it's something I was forgetting that we need to try and remember. And first off, that is, remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind your thoughts. And the second really valuable thing that she reminded me of is people's actions, thoughts, and judgments towards you rarely have anything to do with you. It is almost always a reflection of their own inner world. So let that resonate with you, because that's the truth. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with you. When you feel rejected or hurt, it might have zero to do with you. I mean, it might have something to do with you. You might be a mean human being. You might be abusive, and that person sees those red flags and wants to run. In that case, that's on you, and you need to do some work. And if that is you, I hope that you stay with us and help learn and grow with us here in a safe community where we're trying to learn to love and use kindness, compassion, and understanding to destroy fear, anger, and hate.
So now that we've made ourselves outside into the beautiful world of nature, I'll discuss about the topic of today's video, which is negative self-talk, which is self-abuse. I was suffering with a lot of that this morning. Thankfully, I'm back to my good old self. I'd like to say there are generally 4 key elements in negative self-talk, and the root of them, which would be childhood, past relationships, perfectionism, and of course, mental health conditions, which generally mental health conditions, which is what I suffer from, depression and anxiety. Check out our videos on anxiety and how we can destroy that with love. All right, let's step into, let's say, perfectionism and how perfectionism can affect our negative self-talk. Perfectionism means even the smallest little tiny mistake can be like catastrophic. It could feel like it's the end of the world, where, I mean, little mistakes, they happen to all of us. That's how we grow. That's how we learn. Nobody's perfect. That's a very big thing for us all to learn. No one is perfect. One of the good things about mistakes is we can make corrections. That's how we learn to be better. Mistakes remind us, once again, no one's perfect. Past relationships, romantic or otherwise, friends, partners, lovers, that can affect our negative self-talk, because they could say things to us, or to the point where when we say it to ourselves, we actually start believing it. And I'm not giving examples of abusive things that people say and do towards us, because we've all experiencing them. You know, we don't need daily reminders and videos, hearing words that can help trigger the negative feelings. because we can get triggered enough in our regular life by just the people around us that want to maybe gaslight us or any of those types of things. Remember, it's not you, it's a reflection of their own inner path. It's the reflection of their own choices that they could be projecting onto yourself, or they could be verbalizing abuse towards you. And once again, if you hear it enough, when you start saying it to yourself, you could start actually believing it. And when that starts happening, and it's a horrible thing. It's a really horrible thing. And I hope that anyone who's feeling that right now can find the light that I was able to find back again today, as we continue to grow and continue to find the light and learn how to love. Now let's get into childhood. A lot of us have been carrying these things since childhood. You might have had siblings that were shown more love to you, or you might have had siblings that were given favoritism to, or you might have been compared to them. They were this or they were that. We also hear it. We hear our own parents and the people around us saying things like, oh, I'm so stupid, I forgot this on the counter, rather than saying just like, oh, geez, I forgot the keys on the counter, I'll be back in a second. And we build it into something that's so much bigger than it really needs to be. There's also cases, maybe as a child you suffer from nepotism, which is the case where it's the practice among the people in power or influence of favoring a relative. How many of you have had that to deal with? I'm sure a lot of you. It's very difficult for parents, I think, to treat children differently. Even as we grow as adults, they want to be thrown all in one big category of they're like this or they're like that. There's so many different types of people out here, and we're all valuable. We all have things to add to this world. We all have different skill sets. So you're bullying yourself with negative self-talk. If people said these things to you, or if you heard people saying these things to others, you would have the courage most likely to stand up for them or to stand up for yourself to somebody who's being abusive towards you. So I think it's time that we all stand up to ourselves, for ourselves, and stop the cycle. We learn by the people around us, which means we're teaching people that are around us by our own actions and our own words. So let's try and be a lot wiser with the way we treat ourselves, so that we can teach the youth and teach even people that aren't youth anymore some new lessons on how we can be kinder to ourselves, in which case we can reflect kindness onto others. You're a valuable human being, and I love you. I think the two biggest things in which we use as self-abuse are name-calling and self-doubt. We can't do this, and then we call ourselves a whole bunch of negative words. We don't have any use for that anymore. If we don't stop this cycle of self-abuse, it can become self-cruelty. And maybe we'll get into that in another video, but self-cruelty, let's just say this, I'm terrified of it. I am terrified of self-cruelty. I would stand up to anyone else or any animal, creature on this planet if someone was being cruel to them or abusive towards them, yet sometimes it's so hard to do for ourselves. We need to get stronger. We need to forgive ourselves. I forgive you. I'm sure you forgive me for mistakes I've made. And I thank you for that. So let's work on self-compassion and self-acceptance, and restructure how we talk and treat to ourselves and the people around us. Remember, you're all valuable to me. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe if this resonates with you, and share it with one other person.